Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm gonna be telling y'all how I went on a date with a murderer. Yeah, but y'all know before we get into any video we have to do the word of the day, so let's go ahead and get into that. Alright y'all, so buckle up because this story gonna be wild. Alright, so this started on like a random Tuesday night. I was bored as hell and I decided I'm just gonna download Tinder and go on Tinder. I had no business being on Tinder, but I was honestly bored. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was low-key trying to find like a daddy, y'all know on Tinder, or if you ever been on a dating app, it's just basically naked men, or just it was just boring. Like, no one was really my type, so like I said, it was just for funsies. I'm not. The whole night I was just like swiping left, and then I had stumbled upon this dude who actually looked decent. He was a little older than me, like I'll say mid-30s. Y'all, I had no business talking to him. Like, I was reading his little bio, and he was basically saying how he's a gentleman and he want a queen and just all these things. And honestly, I was like, I think I fit that category. When we first started texting, I was a little nervous because older men, they can come on a little too intense. Like, kind of realized he was like really freaking sweet, just sending me paragraphs of how pretty I was and how beautiful I am, just like really trying to smooth talk his way to actually like seeing me or going to like the next level with me. He had messaged me and he was like, let me take you somewhere, and I'm not gonna lie, I was bored and it's like free food, and at this time like I kind of got acquainted with him just a little bit. And also, like I said, like it was for the fuck of it. Like, you only live once, literally. We set up a date and I'm honestly thinking like, what's the worst that could happen? So the day of the date came. I had got there, he was already there waiting on me. He was in a button down suit. I ain't gonna lie, the conversation was really good. He was really funny, and I ain't gonna lie, that kind of made me like him. I started feeling I'm not gonna lie, I kind of started feeling He basically ended up telling me that he got no kids. Mind y'all, he's 37 at that time, I believe, like 37 or something. So you kind of little mature not to have no kids, and you a nigga. Like, we all know these niggas be out here wilding. So when he told me that, I was real intrigued, and he basically just said he wanted to have like a fresh start and he moved down here, just for a new life. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of was like 50-50 with it, because sometimes people be running away from something, but also optimistic wise, maybe he really just did want a new start. After the date, I just realized days after, he really just started texting me really consistent, like good morning, beautiful, good night. He was just on my ass, y'all, to the point where it kind of got annoying, but I was also like, okay, at least he's consistent. It was aggravating because I'm talking about like every second he wanted to know what I was doing, what I was who I was talking to, if I was talking to other people, all these extra shit. But I was just thinking, he from another generation from me, so maybe that's just how they roll. But I ain't gonna lie, it was a little bit too much for me. I can't. Third date come around. This day we kind of really started talking a little bit more about ourselves and our past, and I would realize anytime I asked him about his past, he never really went into detail, and that was kind of weird for me, because it's like, you like he would literally be talking and be like, oh, I remember back in the day, me and my brother, oh, nothing, like, me and my brother, he was like really limited, and if he did finish the sentence, he'll just be very blunt with it. So I'm not gonna lie, that kind of was like a red flag for me. He just kept saying, I've been through a lot and it make you stronger, and that he overcame things a lot of people wouldn't understand. So I'm saying there like, what the fuck did you overcome that people won't understand? Because what, like, I know all of our lives is different, but we all have something in common. I'm not gonna lie, you gonna be able to relate with some people. So when he said that, I got a little curious, but I ain't pressing. Okay, so the fourth day came, and this is when shit kind of went left, y'all. He had invited me to his house for the fourth date, and I ain't gonna lie, I usually don't go over people's houses so soon or so early, but I was low-key kind of curious. Like, y'all know, what is it? Curiosity killed the cat. So going in his house, I realized that it had like a lot of feminine touches. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, y'all know when y'all go into a dude's space, it look like it's a dude's space. I'm talking about just everything basic, probably like one or two colors here, like it's really minimum. His house, it was scented candles, nice like decorated pillows for the couch, and it just really looked like it was a woman there. But y'all, like I said, I really wasn't thinking too much. Like, I was just like kind of keep a mental note, if it makes sense. Like, I wasn't gonna press him because this was not my nigga, and I did not plan on being with this old ass nigga. I was really just trying to think, like, what can I get from him? I want the sugar without the sugar type of thing. I'm there for like a few hours, and we probably like watching a show at this point or talking. I don't remember exactly, but Snow was chilling. And then out of the blue, he just tell me, "Oh, I gotta ask you a question and don't lie." What the fuck? So at this point in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, I'm in this nigga house. It's so much red flags I don't like, and I really don't like where this is going. I can't lie. Anytime somebody say that, it's never good. So he get real deep, and basically I basically tell him like, yeah, you can tell me, like, I'm not gonna get mad or nothing. What is it? Because at this point, what the fuck is it? So he ended up saying, so you know how I never really talk about my past. I know that it bothers you, and I can see your faces every time that you ask me these questions and I don't really fully respond. So the reason is because I was in prison for the last 2 years, and that's kind of why I moved down here to have like a fresh start. So me, I'm like taking it back because I'm like, prison? A felon? So I sit there and I'm just like, let him finish his sentence, and when he done, I'm like, okay, that's fine, but what did you go to prison for? This man come out and said, oh, I went to prison for murder.
I didn't hear that.
Murder? Tensed up, like, y'all, my hand was on him and everything while he talking, and when he told me murder, I kind of like went back like this, like, murder. So he basically now caught in a lie, basically ended up telling me, oh, yeah, I was in prison for 10 years. Didn't he just say 2 years? I was in prison for 10 years, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I wasn't out being like crazy or nothing. It was self-defense. But the way he kept explaining himself sounded very shaky. And at that, y'all, he basically just lied. He told me 2 years at first, and then when I pulled back, in the mix of trying to explain himself, he ended up fucking up and telling on himself and basically saying 10 years. I'm stuck, and I asked him, I'm like, why didn't you leave with this? Like, why didn't you tell me when we first had, like, I don't know, on our second date? If you're not gonna tell me the first date, why don't you tell me sooner instead of one having me come to your house and break the news here? Like, bitch, am I the next victim that's gonna be self-defense? I keep asking him questions and questions and questions, and the whole time he's like, I'm being honest with you because I really want to be with you and I see potential with you, and I also have a son. So I'm like, a son? He basically ended up saying, yeah, I have an 8-year-old son, but you was in jail for 10 years. Math wasn't mathing. My brain was doing backflips, and let's do the math. You was in jail for 10 years and you have an 8-year-old son. And in my mind, like, I'm not naive or dumb. Like, I know I'm younger than you, but I know the only reason you can hunch in jail is if you have a wife and y'all doing one of them little meetings when she spend the night. Like, that's the only way this could ever happen. Unless you escape prison. Unless you escape prison, find somebody, knocked her up, and then got caught. Like, and to me, that wasn't like, bitch, I wasn't gonna go with that. Like, come on, I'm not that damn dumb now. I start pacing the whole house and stuff, and I see this picture frame, and it's a picture. I had asked him outside, oh, who's that in the picture? He freaking out, but I had asked him, I calmed down. He get real hesitant, and he's like, it's my wife. Your wife? He started feeding me this bullshit story, basically saying, oh, they've been separated but are legally married. Y'all know the runaround that all married men give women when they trying to fuck off on their wives. So he started saying how she doesn't understand him trying to start over, all this bullshit. And in my mind, law, in my mind, I'm like, let me not go too crazy because I'm one in his house. He just told me he's a murderer, but I'm not gonna lie, none of this shit was making sense, because it's like, how you move down here to start over, but your wife don't understand the fact that you want to start over because she's in this house with you. It would have been different if you was like, oh, I'm coming from X state and I had a wife, she don't understand me, so I came down here by myself. No, this is literally the lady's house. How she don't understand? At this point, I'm done. I grabbed my stuff and I started walking out. Like, while he was doing his little pity speech of, oh, you're the light in my darkness. Mind y'all, the jail talk was jail talking. He was trying to pull anything out his ass to make it seem like, I really want to be with you and I want to be honest. I want to be honest with you, and I just feel like I have a future and you just give me happiness. Like, you just brought the happiness back in my life. Just all this runaround bullshit. I ain't say nothing to agitate him. Like, while I was leaving, I was listening to him, and in my mind I'm just thinking, like, you got way too much dark bullshit going on. That's exactly why your life feels so damn dark, because when you got a woman who stayed with you pretty sure throughout your whole sentence, and you out here on dating apps trying to fuck even. And I just basically told him, like, you know, like, I lied. I'm like, you know, I just need some time. I feel like this was just a lot for me, but you know, I'll call you. And I reassured him, because like I said, I was not trying to be the next victim. So I'm playing it like I still like you, I still want to be with you, and it's just a lot to adjust to, but I still want this. Like, basically, I end up lying to him. So I get home and I start doing my research, which honestly I should have done before. I do my research and I see his little article of what happened and all of this, and the trial, his name, and basically in the article they had in the article they basically had said his wife name, right? So I got her name off the article, went on Facebook. Y'all, I'm doing reverse searching at this point, being an investigator for her profile, and I end up finding a girl or a lady really who looked just like her or similar to the picture that I saw at the house. So I basically end up, I ain't gonna lie, inboxing her. I sound so damn old. I end up texting her and I told her everything what happened, and I just sent her like the receipts of when we was together and everything that he was basically saying to me, and I just left it at that. I blocked him, and yeah, like, he never had any of my information as far as like where I stayed or what car I drove. So I really seriously wasn't worried about that. And I was out of state anyways, so he really wouldn't know shit about me. I was just playing my role. But y'all, that's the story time of how I went on a date with a murderer. I damn near dated a murderer, if we're being for real. If y'all like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Comment down below any story requests that you have. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.